Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Give God all the glory. My name is Anthony Daines, and welcome to the 5-Minute Facebook Ministry. Today we're coming out of the book of Mark, the 16th chapter and the 14th verse. That's Mark 16 and 14. And it reads out of the King James Version. Afterward he appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat, and upbraided them with their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they believed not them which had seen him after he was risen. Again, afterward he appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat, and upbraided them with their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they believed not them which had seen him after he was risen. Now this verse describes Jesus being the he who appeared unto his disciples while they were at dinner. It says he appeared to them while they were at dinner. And he upbraided them with their unbelief or hardness of heart. That means he got on them. He criticized them about their unbelief and hardness of heart. Because he had already told them 3 times before he died that he was going to be crucified, he was going to be punished by the Romans and the Jews, and that he was going to rise in 3 days. And he'd said that to them several times, and they didn't want to believe him. So now he had died, and they did not believe that he was coming back. They thought it was over. And when people said that, hey, we've seen him, his disciples did not believe it. And he says, because they believed not them which had seen him after he was risen. So Jesus is kind of, I told you guys I was coming back. I came back. People told you they saw me, and you did not believe them. Okay, you should have believed them. You know who I am. You know who I am. I told you. And their eyes were never open to that fact that Jesus was going to be born again. Now, what happens now when Jesus comes back for the second appearance? Are we going to be standing in front of Jesus, and is he going to be upset with us because of our unbelief and hardness of heart? Some of us going to have an unbelief that he even exists, and a hardness of heart to believe that he exists, to believe that Jesus is real. That goes on with a lot of people today for various reasons. There's a lot of religions that don't preach, or don't practice, or don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. And then there are people who are Christians who actually believe in Jesus Christ, but their unbelief in what he can do for them, their unbelief in the fact that they need to live for Jesus Christ, their unbelief and hardness of heart and getting closer and developing a relationship with Christ is going to upset him. So Jesus is coming back just like he did before. He died, and then he was resurrected, and he came back from death. Now he's ascended to heaven, and he's going to come back from his ascension. He hasn't died again. It's not another resurrection. He's going to come back to judge this world. And when he judges this world, is he going to be upset because of your unbelief and our hardness of heart? We've got to make sure that we're moving every day into trying to get closer to Jesus Christ, getting closer to our God, to our Maker, to our Provider. We have to understand that everything that God does in our lives, he is within his plan if we trust him. Everything that happens will be within God's plan. Even when things come against us, if we stay with God and we continue to trust God through those situations, we're still gonna do what God's intention is for us to do. And sometimes God needs us to go to a place we don't want to go to. Sometimes God needs us to be in a situation that we don't need to be in. But also understand that there's an enemy out there who's trying to persuade you from believing that God has got a plan for you. He's trying to misdirect you from God's plan for your life. And everything that comes against you is not of God. But most things that come against you are not of God. If it's against you, it is probably not of God. Now, if you've been doing some things, God may bring some things in you to get you back on path, or he may, because God has punished those who have not obeyed him. So I'm not going to say that God doesn't punish us. I will never say that. But God's love for us, okay, his love for us, if we call on him and we trust him with all of our heart, he's going to provide and take care of us. And when we're in that mode, Satan will come against us and make things come upon us that he hopes will weaken our faith, turn us away from God. But if we continue to trust God through those situations, if we continue to trust God as Satan is attacking us, our faith grows as we move through that situation with God at our side. And it's kind of like footprints. You know, as we move through that situation, and he's carrying us in his arms. He's carrying us in his arms. So we got to trust God through every situation. And our unbelief and our hardness of heart will melt away. It will melt away. God will melt it away. It's his intent for every one of us to love him, to know him, and to have eternal life with him. That is his desire. And if you seek his desire, he will make it happen for you. Woo. It's a good thing. That is a beautiful thing to think about. If you seek his desire, he will make it happen for you. And that desire is for you to have eternal life in heaven with him. Hey, that's all the time that I have. Hey, God bless you. God love you. And I love you too. Have a great day.